Hello, chess friends. We're going to be streaming the qualifier arena with a four-player chess FFA or really solo rapid world championship. So some games should be starting pretty soon here. Looks like we have one started, so let's take a look. All right, let's go back to the beginning and see what we've missed. It's only 1 minute into the game. People are rattling off moves pretty quickly. Okay. We're all caught up. So free for all is every man for himself. But this is a 2400 plus. These are 2400 plus arenas. You have to have a rating at least 2400. I could join these arenas. My rating is above 2400. I could not have joined last week's arenas. My rating was not above 2600, even though I've been above 2600, but it wasn't presently above 2600. I could join this. So yellow wants this mate here. I mean, it's not immediate mate, but it's going to be mate in the future against this king. But red didn't do it because he sees that blue can interrupt the mate by sacking on either red or yellow. So red's just going to continue along. He's hoping to win some free pieces. If this knight were to move, then red wouldn't even have to come in here. Yellow could just do stuff on his own. Liquid Fire in the chat says, wasting time making arrows. Well, I appreciate the arrows to the players. Anyway, the format of this tournament is that there are 16 arena qualifiers for each day, Saturday and Sunday, over 2 weekends. We're in the second weekend now. This is the first of the Saturday qualifiers at 0 o'clock UTC, which is 7 p.m. for me. This is the old setup. So the old setup is the traditional place that the kings and the queens are located, which means a different set of openings than the new setup. The new setup had some of the kings and the queens reversed. The time control is 10 minutes with no increment. So there's a few people not participating in this tournament because they don't like the fact that there's increment. Radon 4PC is one example. Very strong 4-player chess player, above 3000 rating, but he likes being able to think. So each of these arenas are going to have one winner. And by the way, the arena consists of a number of games. The one winner for each of these solo games gets 2 points. The person with the most points at the end of the arena wins the arena. Winner of the arena qualifies. The 16 qualifiers will proceed to semifinals. In the semifinals, in each of the times, so the 4 arenas held at 0 UTC, 4 arenas held at 12 UTC, 4 arenas held at 16 UTC, and 4 arenas held at 20 UTC. At each of the times, there will be 4 players who have qualified, and those 4 players will compete against one another to get one winner. So after the semifinals, there will be 4 winners, and those people will go to the finals, and they will compete against each other for the one champion. Can I verse you? No. I'm doing commentary right now, and this is 4-player chess. So, not sure why yellow is arrowing this. The fact that yellow it has a bunch of arrows, it may mean that it's Jesse. So Jesse does like to sack on his opposites. That may be what's going on here, but it just seems like an odd arrow. So I mean, yellow in combination with blue could certainly mate red. Like if yellow does take, and next move he takes here, I mean, blue and yellow could mate. Generally, opposites work together. You'd expect red and yellow to cooperate. Yellow might be frustrated that red did not go against green by playing like queen takes knight or something like that. Though I mean, he did sack the rook for the knight, which isn't even a sack now that yellow is Aaron going after this rook. So if green defends his rook, then red can retreat his rook somewhere, or even take this pawn. And this rook is saved. So basically that means that it's a free thing. Yellow wants red to go after green. Instead, red is wisely guarding this pawn, saving his rook. Blue's providing an attack here. Could be supported by green. So probably red will need to do something to prevent that from happening. So, for example, he could block it with knight out. Could potentially go king over, but I mean, that would still run into this. Bishop could come out. There's options. I don't know what he's Erwin going against red again. Yeah, I'm 99% sure that yellow is Jesse. In the chat, they're talking about, okay, so Grathi Ben is in the chat. I guess that means he's not in the game. Grathi Ben has been going for 3,000. He's been 3,000 before. He's been trying to get back up there. I think this time control I would think would be good for Grathi Ben, but he says that he feels he would lose Raiden in these arenas, so he's not playing them. Okay, so yellow has now gone against red. He's Aaron. It's possible to go against blue, but he's probably just going to go against red. Yellow is probably Jesse. Red is going to be really annoyed at yellow, as he should be. And as a result, I mean, probably red is going to complain about what yellow's doing. It's just really obnoxious the way yellow's playing. Blue has defended this pawn. Yellow doesn't really have many places he can retreat the queen. The queen's kind of stuck there, because it's stuck in an attacking situation. I mean, all these squares are covered. So yellow's queen is stuck there for a while. So yellow's going to chill and do something else. Blue has a very centralized queen. Green's queen, not nearly as centralized. Kind of looking at red, but right now this bishop blocks a check. Blue seems to have a reasonable pawn structure. Green's pawn structure is okay as well, and green has the option of doing this in the future. Playing, what is that? L11, or no, I'm sorry, J11 in the future. So I like green's pawn structure, though green is down a knight. Okay, so that's a mate for green. We see yellow is just an asshole. No one would ever want yellow as an opposite. We're pretty sure yellow is Jesse. So of course we hope that yellow doesn't win, because this sort of behavior should not be rewarded. Who does yellow remind you of? I mean, if we want a meme, I mean, Luke always has his opposites that Luke goes against his opposites, but I don't think even Luke would do it at this level of a game. Where Luke usually goes against his opposites is if Luke is playing in a game where there's 2 high-rated players and 2 low-rated players, and the other high-rated player happens to be his opposite, then he'll go against his opposite. So Luke wants to take out the highest-rated player no matter where he is. Oh, there's Luke in the chat. Radon sometimes does a similar thing, but Radon's pretty good at working with his opposite. I meme a lot about Radon, so we have a command here, opposite. But when Radon mates his opposite, usually it's more that the other players start teaming up in his opposite and he snipes a mate. He doesn't like target his opposite from the beginning. But I think yellow is Jesse, who is Icy. And Icy, he's wrote in the forums and said on streams that he thinks it's good to target your opposite, and that's the strategy that he's going to employ in these arenas. And there's been some complaints against him to the admins, because it's really obnoxious what he's doing. And of course, this is anonymous, so you don't know you're against Jesse. We have the benefit of knowing it's Jesse because we see the arrows, and he's one of the few players that draws a lot of arrows. But, I mean, if you're red in this game, you would have no idea that you're playing against Jesse. So the players, so yellow is sandwiched between 2 players. It's much harder for him to promote. He has to go for promotions in the middle. Green and blue have the benefit that they can promote their side pawns far away from yellow. Green is taking advantage of this. So green has the most points at 30. Green is down a knight and a pawn, but he's just promoted another queen. Yellow's queen is still going to be a target for people because it's a 9-point queen. Blue's queen is gone. Did blue just hang a piece? Blue just hung a knight. Why did he hang a knight? Because he's a moron. He just pushed a pawn and exposed a knight to the attack. Of course, green's going to take that. Why wouldn't he? Based on the points and the pieces here, it would make sense for blue and yellow to team up a bit on green. But, oh, I'm sorry. We're behind a few moves. But they don't seem to be doing that. Blue has a reasonably good structure, but blue has been hanging pieces. The arenas last weekend were 2,600 plus. Arenas this weekend are 2,400 plus. So we may see the quality of play diminish a little bit. If anyone wants to join me for commentary, let me know. Right now I'm in the Streamers Lounge on the 4PC server. And it's just me. Previous arenas, I was joined by Matten in one arena. So it was good to see his insights, although he's more a team player. Another arena last weekend, I was joined by Radon after he'd been... I was joined by Radon for an arena because he wasn't playing in the arenas. And then I also commentated on a league match with, I think it was Rohito, Icy Stun, Radon, and I forget who the 4th player was. And when Radon was eliminated, each of those games, he hopped in the commentary booth a little bit. So last weekend I streamed 7 out of 8 of the arenas. I didn't stream the very first one, so I was getting my layouts back in order. It looks like green has another queen, which he's retreated all the way back. And this is something that annoys Cha-Cha, by the way. Cha-Cha always criticizes people. He says, oh, you queen a pawn, and then you immediately retreat it all the way back. Why not put it an active square somewhere in the center? So Cha-Cha is always looking for piece activity. He wants to find the best place for each of his pieces. So we can be reasonably certain green is not Cha-Cha. I'm really bad at guessing who is who, apart from like arrow ideas. Players like Radon, who plays a lot, can tell just by the openings who is who. That's not something I'm very good at. Oh, huge raid from Pepe Lou. Really appreciate it. 7 viewers. Let's give a shout out to Pepe. So for the people coming from the Pepe Lou stream, I'm not playing right now. I'm commentating. But we are commentating some 4-player chess. This is a qualifier arena for the 4-player chess world championships. Pepe, I forget what your 4-player chess rating is, but you're probably up near here by now. These qualifiers, the minimum rating is 2400, and I know Pepe has been playing more 4-player chess recently, and he's certainly that skill level. I don't know if his rating has quite caught up to his skill level yet, but I think he should be pretty near that. If he's not 2400 yet, he could easily get it in a day. So maybe Pepe wants to try to qualify for some of these. Let me back up a little bit. I think I've missed some moves while we were talking here. Okay, so green is, blue is kind of shuffling. Yellow has, Yellow has gotten himself another, Yellow has gotten himself another queen. Yellow has traded a bishop with green. Try to get some more points. This pawn is a bit of a target, but right now it's defended. So I'm not sure what the point of this is. Maybe he's looking at some sort of sack. I don't know, but this knight at least is a thorn in green's side. Green is probably annoyed by that. Okay, he's lining up more pieces. This is a bigger threat, but I mean, I still think green is fine even now, and blue loves what's happening. He's going to use the fact that yellow and green are distracted going against each other to promote another pawn. And once he promotes the pawn, he might grab like a free rook or snipe a mate for himself. And you might even just take this rook now. I'm not sure. To leave the mate threat as an option. Or he could just grab a queen. Okay. So this rook is threatened, though it's not supported. So wouldn't do very much right now. So yellow has some check threats. And if blue like took a piece or something like that, then I'm sure yellow wouldn't take advantage. Yellow retreating. He's arrowing, just moving his king over for the king safety. Green has gotten himself out of possible trade with blue that might be done at an inopportune time. That makes sense. Here blue is centralizing his queen. It's worth looking at the clock. Yellow has a very low clock. There was some discussion in the Discord. Oh, by the way, for the people coming into the stream, I should put the rules of FFA in case you're unaware. So it's every man for himself, and we're at the 3-player stage. You accumulate points by capturing pieces. So the point count, green has the most points because green got the mate on red with the assistance of yellow. Yellow has 16 points, blue has 10 points. We're pretty sure that yellow is Jesse, who has stated in the forums that he's going to go against his opposite, which is against the meta. Normally you work with your opposite. Another interesting thing about what Jesse and some other faster players, so players who play Hyperbullet, have said, is that one of their strategies is to purposely run their time low. And when you have a no increment time control, like 10 minutes, normally the strategy would be, if a player has very low time, you would assume he's going to flag and target the other player. So if you're green or if you're blue, suppose that yellow had like 10 seconds. If you're green or you're blue, you would figure yellow's going to time out anyway. Let me just go against green or blue so that we can weaken them and win the 1v1 after yellow times out. But what these hyperbullet players have said is that they purposely run their time low so that they won't be attacked. And once they're not attacked, they figure they can wait for the other two to destroy each other. And then with only 10 seconds left, they can just pre-move their way to a victory. So I imagine yellow is going to speed up now. So here we have a 1v1 of blue versus yellow. Blue is up 6 points, which is not enough to claim a victory. So we're going to need to see a victory on the board here. Yellow has a 9-point queen, which is a juicy target for blue. But really, this is going to need to come down to a checkmate. So this knight can't move away, because if it did, there would be checkmate here. It looks like yellow wants to target this knight. Once we take back with queen, and then we threaten to mate. Blue is going to defend. Yellow doesn't have very many pieces to work with, but maybe he'll bring this rook away, bring this other rook in. Okay, he's just going to go for promotion, I guess. This is a promotion square. This bishop is now defended by the rook. So theoretically, the knight could move. Blue's back rank a little bit weak. This is a fork. Generally, rooks are better than bishops because they can attack more squares. Although in 4-player chess, in the middle game, bishops are very powerful. It's the end game where rooks become more powerful than bishops. And they are, in fact, worth the same amount of points. So generally, the piece values follow chess piece values when you're accumulating points. 1 point for pawns, 3 points for knights, 5 points for rooks, 9 points for queens. You get 20 points for capturing a king or checkmating. But a bishop is actually worth 5 points, the same as a rook. So yellow's whole plan is to promote this pawn. And I assume he's going to try to maybe get his queen over here or something. If blue's rook was already here, then blue would be in a good situation. But can he go here, promote, rook check? I mean, I guess that would mate. So rook here could have been an idea. Okay, I assume we take this piece, although maybe this gets grabbed. This is looking not great for yellow. Okay, and that's a win for blue. Oh, and that was a win based on flag. Okay, so this is actually Slayer. This isn't Jesse like I thought it was. So we have a win for BRD TMR. I think that's Tony. I'm not sure about everyone's names. In this case, we had 3 people above 2600. Snake was slightly below. We're going to head back to the lobby, see if we can find another game to follow. It looks like there are 2 games going on. No, there's 3 games going on. We're going to check out the top game here. It probably has the highest rated players. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Let's see what's been happening. Okay, so this is the first really interesting move. Red trading with green, trading bishops, and that gives an opportunity for yellow to do something. So yellow could trade queens, or what else can he do here? He could push the pawn to go after this next, but I mean, if queen takes, it defends. So let's see what happens here. Okay, blue is keeping yellow a little busy. Gets his queen out of the way. And by the way, this pins, so we can't just take the knight, or you lose a rook. Is this, so if the queen were here, this would be mate, but the queen is not placed correctly. Queen trade on offer from red, and green is happy to accept that offer. So trades like this hurt both of them. I mean, they're accumulating a bunch of points, but they're getting weaker compared to the other players. Okay, so blue going after this knight. If the knight moves away, the pawn hangs. So we could see like pawn up. Or we could just sacrifice the pawn, see what happens. Ooh, that's interesting. I think the idea is for red to win the queen one of these ways. So he does not go after the queen, because this knight could have delivered a check before he could take. So green saves blue's queen. Now yellow's just down a piece. Okay, they're going after this pawn. I guess this pawn could take, but he could get in the way. There's possibilities here. Okay, so this is a threat. And again, red could use this as an opportunity to go after the queen. He's done so. But blue is going to defend this, defend the rook. Yellow doesn't have great development. Green is, oh, that's a mate threat. Yellow could mate red, but yellow is not a jerk, so he's not going to mate his opposite. Okay, queen trade. Red has a very precarious position. The fact that he doesn't have any bishops makes him in some trouble here. Blue doesn't have a dark square bishop, luckily for red, but looks like green is going to go hard against red. What did he just take? A pawn. Okay, so blue might get in on the action, attacking red. No, maybe he's going to pin some things. What was that? Okay, bishop trade. Oh, okay, red is supported. Okay, so red prevented green from promoting. But then blue just gets to take a red knight for free, because green has kept red busy. This seems like a logical move for green. Let's see if we see it. No, he's going to go after the yellow rook instead. And I guess blue could exploit this by going after another yellow piece. We could see this other rook get out too. Okay. And now red is very active. Red offering a trade. This is actually defended. I guess we've caught up to the live game. All right, so let's look at the situation. Everyone is comfortable on time. Yellow and green have 7 minutes, while red and blue have 5 or 6 minutes. No one's running away on points. Blue has the most with 32. Red is pretty close with 28. 24 for yellow, 22 for green. As far as pieces, red is only left with a rook. So red is doing the worst on pieces. Yellow is doing the best with 3 pieces. And blue and green each have 2 pieces. So if you look at it from a team's perspective, material is balanced. But red is not a happy camper. Red does have a lot of pawns left, so the most possibilities for promotion. Green also has a lot of pawns, and not only that, green has the most advanced pawn and is already supported by his rook. So green going to go for promotion. He's going to hope that blue doesn't start going after him, that blue just lets him promote. It's pretty clear yellow's not going to stop the promotion, red's not going to stop it. There's only blue that could stop it. So does blue still see this as a team's game, or is blue going to stop the promotion? Okay, blue's going to let green do his thing. I'm not sure what this is about. Maybe he's looking at this. I don't know. Now green has gotten more powerful. Green went from, fairly even with blue until now he has extra queen. This rook is being attacked. Yellow rook is retreated. There are double check. That's not a good double check because he could take, but okay. Green, what is green doing? Oh, he's going after this pawn, I guess, supported by blue. So red has problems. He could also throw in this move first to prevent red from having escape squares. And even if he doesn't go for that, this is a very nice active queen in the center of the board. Has a lot of possibilities. This is a double check, by the way, where nothing can be taken, but he would have to go after blue for that. Oh, wow. Very nice. Exploiting the pin by yellow. But that's an inadvertent pin. But with move order, it doesn't matter that it's an inadvertent pin. Red can't do anything about it. Because even if yellow moves away to help his friend red, green is going to get a move after that. And green's going to move his queen down. It looks like green is going to get a checkmate. So the question is, can anyone benefit from the fact that red is getting checkmated? Okay, this gives a little bit of luft. It's not immediate mate. Maybe he just gets out of it. Oh, yeah, this is a good move. I mean, he's still making a threat, but red can go here and then here. So can go, I should be naming squares rather than saying here. Red can go to I2, and then after the check on J2, red still has H1 as an option. Looks like maybe blue will promote red is busy, and in well promoting he could help out with the mate. Yeah, this was not the way to go. Did he have options, or maybe blue kind of blocked his options? Yeah, I guess he had no, I guess he was just dead. He had nowhere else he can go, right? Well, could he have moved rook down the guard? Then we would have queen J1, king K2, queen takes rook. I mean, it would have resulted in mate anyway, but maybe lived a few more moves. And yellow could even have sniped a mate. So I guess it didn't really matter. What's happened? Green was trading a bit with yellow. And now blue has gotten much more powerful with another queen. Yellow is the weakest. Doesn't have a queen on the board, not really close to promotion. He does have a relatively safe king. Blue's king looks the most vulnerable. By the way, there's double checks that really might happen now. This is a weak back rank. If blue could ever come in from the diagonal, it'd be good for blue. All right, but we are behind. There's that double check. Green seems to be going hard after blue. Blue trying to pick off a yellow rook. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Maybe blue is going for like a checkmate here. Oh, that's mate. Or no, I'm sorry. Move order. Not mate. So, I guess these checks make the most sense. So yellow doesn't have much way to punish them. Maybe he could get this knight involved in a mate somehow. I'm not sure. Okay, green retreats anyway, so no sense going after this queen. This rook isn't doing very much here, and it may get captured eventually. Yellow is pretty much out of the game. Yellow has to hope that blue and green go against one another. As far as time, blue has the least time. Oh yeah, Liquefier makes a good point that red probably doesn't want to live longer. Once red knows he's dead, red just wants to move on to the next game. Is the arena format and he wants to get more games in. S. Patrick says in the 4-player chess chat, I like 4-player endgames. They are always interesting. Unfortunately, they are really rare. I don't know about really rare. I see a lot of 4-player endgames. Huh. There's a message in the chat, an admin message. Richard CG, in case you're playing this game, you're now chosen as Arena 5's qualifier. Did someone else win Arena number 5 and then was disqualified somehow or decided not to play? I don't understand what's going on there, but I guess they want to make sure that someone who has won a previous arena is not playing in this arena. Because once you've qualified, you're not allowed to play in other arenas just to frustrate other players. What did he take there? That was just a pawn. So why did he take that pawn? Why couldn't he just take that? What am I missing? So why can't green take that? Oh, okay, because of a fork. It's not like a deadly fork. You could just go back here. Yeah, I still don't quite understand. I mean, I see that this is a threat. It just didn't seem like a very good threat. Okay, we missed a lot of action. Sorry for that. Let's check. And that's a mate. So, did he have anything else he could do? If he goes that way, it's mate anyway. Goes that way, it's mate anyway. So this was really all he could do. Okay, so we now have a 1v1. And let's look at this 1v1. Blue has 38 points and yellow has 53 points. So yellow can't claim at this point. He's not more than 20 points up. Yellow has more points than green, so he's happy about that. So we're just going to see this go to checkmate. Blue is basically up a queen and a pawn. That's a free pawn. Seems like easy win for blue. He's targeting this pawn. The rook can't like move away. Okay. So you could always check the king. Okay, he's trying to pin the knight. That's reasonable. Is this possible? Yeah. So I think he's looking to come back here. I assume we're going to see this sort of thing. As soon as blue gets to safety, the game's over. Yellow would love to have a perpetual check. It just doesn't exist. Yellow can now resign. Or they could play till the end. Check. Then we can set up a ladder. If he goes this way, this is going to lead to mate. If he goes one of these ways, then we can move the rook one of these ways, come back down. Yeah. Check. Go here. And we can bring this other rook in. Well, not there. I'm sorry. I think we go here. Okay, we're just going to take the remaining piece. That's reasonable. Grab the rook. Easy ladder. Win for blue. Neo-Serbian was blue. Neo-Serbian managed his clock well. Neo-Serbian was frustrated the last weekend because he flagged a lot of the games. Wasn't used to the no increment time control, but he did pretty well that time. So all four of these players were above 2,600. They could have played in last weekend's arenas. Remember, this weekend, it's 2,400 plus. All right, let's take a look at, we have a few games going on. This is the highest rated one. We are 8 moves in. Let's take a look at what happened. Okay, first really interesting move. Why can't we just take that? I guess maybe he's looking to distract, so he's looking for like this sort of thing. Okay, so he doesn't have enough time for that. They can checkmate. Check and check, or check or check. So it seems like there's a mate available, and yellow snipes the mate. Okay, interesting. Not only does yellow snipe the mate, but this queen is defended. So if he takes, he can take back. That was just 3 points for yellow. But I'm sure yellow was frustrated by red's play. Red kind of moved into mate. That wasn't yellow's fault. Okay, so now yellow is down a bishop because green defended the piece. They double attacked it. So let me back up here. Did blue have another option? I mean, I guess this was defended anyway. So even if blue hadn't traded there, like this isn't particularly good for yellow. Okay, green gonna exploit the fact that there's no dark square bishop. Blue. This is a weird. I guess he's just moving his king manually over here to keep this rook in defensive posture. So blue going for king safety. Yellow green trades. Everyone has decently safe kings. I would say yellow's king is the least safe. And usually when we say the king is not safe, it's because of pawn structure or bad pawn structure. Yellow's pawn structure is reasonable. The main reason I think that yellow's king is the least safe is he doesn't have any bishops. And blue has bishops, green has bishops as well. So green has like the least pieces, period. But green has, yellow has the least places, period. But yellow's places he could put his king is reasonably safe. So I think it's going to be hardest for yellow to promote because he's promoting in the center. Green gets to promote far away from yellow's pieces. Normally blue would have easy promotion over here on the side, but this dead pawn blocks blue's promotion a bit. Oh, and he's taking that pawn to get rid of it, so he can possibly promote in the future. Another problem is that blue's king is over here, the place he wants to promote. One benefit to blue, though, is there's dead pieces over here. So later in the endgame, we may see blue move his king among the dead pieces. Not now, because he has a lot of pieces right now, but blue would like to see these dead pieces stay there so that he can find safety in them later. If Liquid Fire were in this game, then, and I know Liquid Fire is in the chat, if Liquid Fire were green, he would promote the queen, and then he would take all these dead pieces, so that blue would have nowhere to hide. Hey, Zubasti, thanks for watching. Congratulations on affiliate. I see Wee Wednesday went good as well, too. Okay, blue is attacking the queen. Hoping that green won't notice. I'm sure green is going to notice, though. And I mean, it's defended anyway, and it's a 1-point queen. So green would even gain points. So no big deal for green. What green wants is some activity, though. Green has a fairly safe king, but these pieces aren't very active. The rook is active, at least. Luckily, yellow has no bishops. If yellow had like a bishop or a queen, then green might tie down this diagonal. But really, green would like one of his rooks to be in the center instead of back here. I think for now, green is just going to try to make a nuisance to the other players with these two queens. Oh, maybe he's going to get this bishop active. Yellow and blue going against one another. Okay, maybe blue wants to put his king here in a big wall of pieces. Someone's going to go after these pawns. Maybe we see like queen here, go after a blue pawn, something like that. Green also would like to get his queens around the yellow pieces. If green could get his queens, one of these squares, he could be a nuisance. And this bishop might go here. That's a great place for the bishop. If the bishop could go here, then we get a queen here. Yellow's in trouble. As far as points, yellow has the most points by far. Green and blue pretty near one another. But yellow's the most vulnerable. Blue making a lot of arrows. Looks like blue has decent pawn structure, going to try to promote some of these pawns. Green finally getting his rook active. Yeah, Liquid Fire says exactly. Yeah, if Liquid Fire were green, all of these dead pieces would be taken. So I assume we're going to swing the other rook over and try to promote this pawn if we're blue. Yellow is basically shuffling, hoping they go against one another. But if they don't go against one another, yellow's in some trouble. This undermines the pawn chain a little, but I mean, if blue takes, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going in there. I don't think blue wants this pawn chain undermined. I really like this for green. Green's now in everyone's face. This is a free pawn. And also attacks yellow. Blue still has a simple plan. Promote. Here comes green. Blue is going to ignore all that, promote his pawn. Yellow. I don't know if yellow can afford to ignore that. I mean, I guess the knight defends the rook. I guess this is all defended, but I mean, if this other queen gets involved, it's going to get pretty scary. So right now this is defended, so he can't go there, but he can't go there. I mean, what about a move like this? And then he pushes, green comes in. Okay, yellow consolidating, defending more. Yellow would like green to attack blue. And if green attacked blue and kept blue busy, then yellow could promote. Right now, green's threatening to take this pawn for free. But really, green is probably more worried about blue than about yellow. Green's not worried. Oh, okay. I guess a pawn is a pawn. He's just going to take it. Blue offering a trade to green. There's a lot of pieces near his king, staying fairly safe. Yellow wants them to attack each other, but for some reason, they've just been taking yellow pawns. So keep in mind this bishop could be launched at some point if this knight ever moves. Yellow has a very defensive posture. Let me check real quick if anyone else is streaming this. Doesn't look like it. Oh, I see in the 4-Player Chess Discord, Luke says Rhino and Martin from Arena 5 both withdrew. So Richar CG was messaged that he is now the winner of Arena 5. I guess he was third place originally Arena 5. So Luke wants to make sure that he is not, I guess, Richard, or however you pronounce his username, is not playing in this arena because he has already qualified from Arena 5. So green has a safe king, blue has a safe king. Yellow right now has a safe king, but yellow's running out of pieces. And if they're able to somehow take away one of these pieces, all of a sudden yellow will be a lot less safe. So for example, if blue gets his queen here, yellow might not notice an attack on the rook. He shuffles his rook back and forth. Right now it looks like blue just wants to promote a pawn. Doesn't have enough pieces yet. Okay, queen here, reasonable. Blue is worried that yellow is going to get involved, go against blue. So instead of capturing a piece or a pawn, green just gets in the way of the promotion square. What did he just take? That was a knight. So he sacked this 1-point queen for a knight. He's hoping yellow goes after blue. Don't think that's going to happen. I guess he can take this, take. So it's not that much of a sack, especially now that yellow is keeping blue busy. So he takes. they're making blue a lot weaker. Yellow should definitely take something. So if he takes the rook, that's more points, but blue can immediately promote again. If he takes the pawn, this is a very advanced pawn that was going to promote pretty soon, so that prevents another 1-point queen from getting in the mix. That's what's running through yellow's mind. I don't think there's any scenario that yellow doesn't take something. Okay, so green takes. I'm sure blue's going to take this. Now blue has the most queens, but looking pretty unsafe, and here comes green coming in. Yellow can't do anything to support green at this point. This move makes no sense. If he's going to go anywhere, he'd go here. Not a place that could potentially get captured. Knight here would make... Okay. Yellow might want to think about getting some more piece activity. A little bit hard to do. I don't like either of these moves. I think blue would just snap that off. I don't think he can trust green to make threats against blue at this point. Here comes green pushing a pawn. He may be thinking promotion. I'm not sure yellow will necessarily allow that. I still think this knight should get into the mix at some point. But for now, the knight blocks blue from taking this pawn. These queens attack each other. So green is going to have to figure out some place to put his queen. This is a nice active square, attacking a free pawn, attacking this rook, though, I mean, it's defended, obviously. Blue is just going to defend. Green is thinking promotion, so he is defending the promotion square. Queen trade on offer. That's check. And now the rook is pinned. This would have been an interesting move. But I mean, I guess there's two things defending the rook anyway. So green gets the queen out of the way because he still wants to promote this pawn. Okay, well, that's still defended. That just gives up a queen. I don't think yellow likes green enough not to take a free queen. I think we take that for sure. That's surprising. I guess yellow feels like he can't win the 1v1 versus blue. But, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But, I mean, increasing the point lead for yellow by another 9 points is very tempting. So blue is pointing out that he guards the promotion square. Not a free promotion for green. That blocks. So yellow's move is actually very beneficial for green. Green very happy about that. Yellow threatening to promote in one move. Ooh, that is checkmate right there. And, oh, okay. That defends. You know what would be really funny is if yellow promoted to a knight, and if there were a wait-in move, then like check and then knight takes would be mate. That's never going to happen. Yellow is still biding his time. Oh, this could be a threat. But I don't think green wants to go against yellow. Green much more concerned about blue right now. Yellow moving out of the pin. So green was concerned about this checkmate threat. So this queen is going to defend him for the time being. I'm not sure where this queen is going. Wow. Green has a lot of trust. I mean, I guess this would weaken yellow's pawn structure too much anyway, only for 1 point. So yellow should never take this queen. Okay, blue has an idea. Go for this square now instead. Green getting some potential luft, like he could push this pawn up 1 or 2. He could also put a queen in the way, though I don't recommend this. I think his best bet is really one of these moves. He's just going over. Can he get away with that? Check, check, check there. I guess he can. So blue is not going to do that. Now blue's thinking of going after yellow. Oh, Liquefier is pointing out yellow could not have promoted to a knight before because it's 1 point queens. Yeah, I don't like that particular rule of 4-player chess. Like I like that the promotion can become a 1 point piece, but I think you should have the option of making like a 1 point knight or a 1 point rook, not just a 1 point queen. But yeah, I mean that's the rules as they are now. Yellow is shuffling. Whoa, what did green do? Green just sacked the 1 point queen for the rook. That got his king a lot safer, but now blue has 2 queens. Green only has 1 queen. Blue wants to come in here. Yellow shifts aside. Now the rook guards. Every time blue trades with green, the yellow loves it. On the other hand, green is within striking distance of yellow on the point count. Only 8 points behind yellow. It used to be more than 20 points behind. Blue is still looking for this idea. Eventually, maybe this pawn will push a rook over, something like that. Now I guess he's considering like a sack. Okay, no, he's same idea as before. He wants to go for this pawn. This prevents the rook from guarding. So now one of these is forced. That's a really bad move. But on the other hand, it would give mate for green. So that's, I guess he figures that, okay, if green takes, blue takes. Wait, does green just win? Does he have enough points? That's 52. And then he would have 31. That just wins. No, 53. Why didn't green just take? I think green just won the game if he took this. Am I missing something? Oh, I am missing something. He could have retreated the knight, so it wasn't mate. No, wait. Yeah, so it wasn't mate. My bad. I'm stupid. It was a knight retreat, so it was not worth it. Okay, so blue has now lost a bunch of pieces. Um, blue, I mean, these two pawns are keeping the king safe. This pawn is going to be picked off pretty soon. Not looking great for blue. Yellow still doesn't have a queen to play with. This knight is being hit. I assume he goes here. If he goes back, this pawn will fall. No, never mind. This is pinned. No, it's not pinned. I'm sorry. So yeah, if he goes back, then this would be hit, though it wouldn't because that would give mate for blue. I think he can safely go here. Did blue just time out? Or am I having like server troubles? Green is disconnected, green is reconnected. Is this more server troubles? I see blue is at like 0. Hmm. This is kind of odd. I don't see like connection troubles at the top, but something is very wrong. I guess I can try leaving this game and coming back in. Okay. Okay, so a bunch happened. Alright, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is where we were. Okay, so he was defending this. Blue was taking a pawn. Yellow takes anyway. That's check. He doesn't want this to be taken. Blue is undermining his own defenses because he only has 2 pawns left and he wants to promote one. Okay. Green is now going after blue. Hardcore. Okay, that's mate. Can yellow snipe the mate somehow? I don't think so. These 2 squares need to be covered. So, I mean, this check doesn't do it. This check doesn't do it. You can still go here. 20 points for green. Now it's a 1v1 with green versus yellow. Green has a lot more pawns to promote, and he has 2 extra queens. And he has more points. So this is easy W for green. This is the threat. Still a threat. You should still do it. So this is being threatened in this. There it is. This pawn falls. Oh, I guess green's just going to time out. Green down to 0.4 seconds. Green clearly not a hyperbolic player. That's a W for yellow. It turns out Lazy Imp was green. Okay, so Besher was yellow. Slayer was the lowest rated here. Slayer was under 2600. MTK3 finished 4th. All right, let's go and find some more. Oh, MB238 says, Chuck, don't understand the tourney. Can you explain, please? I don't know why he's talking in the 4-player chess chat instead of the Twitch chat if he's watching Twitch. But if he is paying attention to Twitch, I will try to explain the tournament format as we find another game to follow here. In this game, not much happening here yet. Let's just go back to the start. So everyone getting their queens active. Okay, so this is a 4-player chess tournament, 4-player chess world championships, solo variation, rapid time control. So the time So what is happening is there are 16 qualifier arenas. So the arena, you play as many games as you can. The winner of each game gets two arena points, and at the end of the arena, whoever has the most arena points wins the arena. So you just want to rack up wins. There's no benefit for second or third. Um, there are 16 arenas taking place over 2 weekends, so Saturday and Sunday, last weekend and this weekend. Each day there are 4 arenas at 4 different times. So that makes 16 total arenas. The 16 arena winners will then go to the semifinals. The semifinals people are grouped by the time that their arena was held. So there are arenas at 0 UTC, 12 UTC, 16 UTC, and 20 UTC, I believe. So everyone who won one of the arenas at 0 UTC, the 4 of them will be in a match. The winner of that match, which I think is a series of like a few games where you need to reach a certain number of points, so a certain number of wins. The winner of that match will progress to the finals, and similar to the other 4 semifinal matches. So the finals match will be the 4 winners of the semifinals, and they will play a match, and the winner of that match is the champion, and the champion wins, I think, $1,000. The one wrinkle here is that the past champion, Icy Stun, who won last year's event, has the option of defending his title. If he defends his title, then one of the arenas will not be held, and that's one of the arenas tomorrow, so like the last Sunday. And Icy Stun can say which arena he wants to have not happen, and it will just be assumed that he won that arena. So he can look at who won the 3 arenas from the first Saturday and Sunday and the second Saturday, and see who he thinks is the weakest field, or maybe the players that he does the best against, and he can choose to win the arena where he's matched up against those. So yeah, our time control here is 10 minutes with no increment. This is, they call it FFA, but really it's solo. And the idea here is that you accumulate points by taking pieces. So a mate is arrowed by green. Blue doesn't want to go in for it. So you accumulate points by capturing pieces. Whenever you capture a piece, as to your point count, the points are the normal chess piece point count. So a pawn is 1, knight is 3. The one wrinkle is that a bishop, instead of being 3, is 5. Rook is 5. Queen is 9. And if you get a checkmate or capture a king, that is 20 points. So those are the points. It doesn't matter if you checkmate like all other 3 players. Like what matters is how many points you accumulate. So, I mean, checkmates give you points, but they're not the be all and end all, because you can get points by capturing pieces as well. There's a few other ways to get points. So if you double check, if you check 2 players at once, that gets you 1 point. If you triple check, so 3 players at once, I think that gets you 5 points. I think they've changed the way that the checks happened. It used to be that if you checked not with a queen, but with another piece, if you double checked, you would get 5 points. But I think they did away with that. I think that a double check is worth 1 point, no matter whether it's a queen or another piece. Okay. So green has no queen to speak of. Let me go back a little bit. While I was explaining that, I missed some of these moves. Let's just see what happened. Okay, so green sacked his queen for a rook. I guess he figured this rook was getting taken anyway. He was hoping blue would help him out. And really that just kind of screwed over green. So green has the least pieces. Doesn't have many points to speak of either. Second highest in points. Red has the most points. Red is down a rook and a pawn. Green is down a rook, a queen, a knight, and a pawn. Yellow is down a pawn and a knight. And blue has everything. So blue is in the best position. Okay, is that mate? That looks like checkmate. Yellow can checkmate green. Yellow gets the 20 points. Yellow would now like to promote a pawn. But he may try to get his king safe first. This is defended, so blue can't just take it. Red and blue both going for king safety. And yeah, this is going to be the plan. For yellow. Yellow's king right now, not the safest. This pawn is loose, so maybe he defends the pawn before anything else, and he's done so. He's defended this pawn. Now this pawn is under attack. I think red is hoping that blue will weaken yellow while he has threats, but blue has just done his own thing. Like, I think red was hoping for something like this, but it just didn't happen. So yellow still has this great idea of getting another 1-point queen. But first he wants to make sure that his king is safe. That's another pawn down. And it makes sense that they're targeting yellow because yellow has the most points and the clearest path to get in another queen. Yellow wants to get his king safe. Like if he could get his king over here, then knight back, bishop here, something like that. He wants to get in a position where he's basically safe forever. And once he's safe forever, then he can worry about attacking. So we have several things being attacked at once. Hard for yellow to figure out what to do here. I think this trade happens for sure. Weakens the king a lot. And now if one of them were to check yellow, the other could take this pawn. Okay, this goes after the bishop, also goes after the pawn. It's a pretty active move for red. Red has a lot more points than blue. So blue needs to think long and hard. I mean, blue can't let red get the mate. If red mates yellow, then red can claim against blue. If blue mates yellow, then there's a 1v1 of red versus blue. Blue has much better. Blue has a lot more pieces than red does. So red does have easy promotion pass. So, I mean, they both have pretty easy promotion pass. I think at this point, red either wants to mate yellow or wants to accumulate some free pieces. Hey, Lost Chess, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. Yellow thinking hard about how to live here. I think he has to move this bishop and hope for the best. Okay. That's reasonable. I mean, they could both take, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Blue has to be very careful not to give a mate to red. I mean, blue would like to just checkmate himself somehow, but I don't think that's going to happen. Red looking for more activity. This is now like a double check threat. It's not a great double check threat because, well, you don't want to give the mate to red. Although with move order, double check, yellow goes next before red goes. The fact that blue moves after red is very beneficial for blue here. It gives blue a lot more chances to mate yellow if red happens to check yellow. So red has to be very careful about checking yellow. He doesn't want to give blue a mate. Blue has a decent pawn structure. Maybe we get active against red. Looks like yellow is turtling up. Yellow still has this idea. If his king ever feels safe, he can go in for a promotion. I guess blue was targeting this pawn. Red noticed, so he moved over to defend it. I guess he won't do this because queen could fall. If this red queen were far away from yellow, like if this red queen were like back here on e1, I think for sure blue would go hard after yellow and could probably mate yellow pretty quickly. But for now, he's just worried about red somehow sniping the mate or exploiting that. Looks like red gonna go for a promotion, supported by his rook. Red guards the blue promotion square. This offers a trade of bishops. Yellow loves to see these guys trading with one another. In fact, I kind of wonder if, well, I guess yellow would have to initiate. I'm wondering if yellow wants to take this, and he does. He's hoping red is going to take the bishop. This doesn't quite work for red. Okay. And yellow is annoyed that red does not attack blue. And now yellow has just lost one of his valuable pieces. Yellow's defending this pawn, but now he's not in line to promote his most advanced pawn anymore. So yellow's position is crumbling. Okay, he's trying to get these other two pawns in a position where they can potentially promote. The problem is if red promotes here, this queen is going to have to move. Okay, the blue is no longer defending this promotion square. So I think blue needs to come back one of these places. He does. And indeed, blue may come here. Yellow now defending the promotion diagonal again. So this can't move. This. You see a pawn push from yellow. Here comes red. That actually blocks. Why didn't we promote? I mean, I guess because red moves afterwards, then maybe a sack. This just seems pretty good to me. Maybe he's worried if blue takes, he can't take back because red comes in somehow, but I don't think that's really a problem. I think we want that queen. It's going to shore up yellow's position a lot. So red just took a dead piece, right? Why did he do that? Okay, because he wanted to get his queen back here near his king. Now blue has 2 queens. Everyone has 2 queens except red. Blue is pointing out this square is being targeted. And he's gone for it, especially since this is the 9-point queen. So again, look at these pawn structures. This is a great defensive setup for blue. This is a pretty good defensive structure for red, especially with this bishop still here, defending this diagonal. If the bishop weren't here, then it could be bad news for red. And yellow has some pieces near his king, but it's still a pretty sad defensive construction. A lot of his pieces are being tied up because this pawn is gone. So this knight trade that blue made with yellow, it just weakens yellow severely. So blue may be thinking of attacking this pawn. Yellow defends. Red wants to snipe yellow's pawn. For now, blue defends it. Blue locking down this diagonal. By the way, this pawn is pretty weak. So you could imagine, like, if the bishop were to come here, this pawn moves. I mean, that could be a threat in the future. Like yellow's getting a little bit more active with this rook, but that means this file is not as well defended. This was a good file, by the way, because that's where red's king was on. What is the point of this one? Oh, okay. That's a surprising trade. That makes blue a lot weaker. This pawn potentially in take. This pawn defended. Yellow feels more comfortable with less queens on the board. Okay, I didn't even see that. Yeah, so I guess that hung a pawn. Yellow could go in, but I don't think it does anything. Whoa, that's gonna fall. This is looking pretty good for blue. Now he's just gonna retreat. Okay. This pawn falls. Maybe a little bit greedy. Just because I don't necessarily see a follow-up. Oh, I'm sorry. This pawn is defended. What am I thinking? The queen defends it. I'm just blind today. What did blue took another yellow pawn, and he's taken yellow pawns that are like close to promotion. So he's really weakening yellow more and more. Red loves this, as red is rolling his pawns. He loves to see blue with less potential pawns to promote, yellow with less potential pawns to promote. Red still has all of these for an endgame, where if all these queens trade off somehow, I mean, red just gets to roll the pawns. Promotion square is currently guarded, but if red gets distracted, then all of a sudden blue can promote. I assume red's going to promote here. Maybe yellow will block the promotion. It's a possibility. Wait, can this just be taken? I guess blue is really hoping for this push to defend him. And does red really want to lose his most important bishop? Don't like this move. He could have just taken this pawn. If he doesn't want to, trade a bishop for a 1-point queen, why not just take a free pawn? Maybe he considers this pawn a blocker that prevents the bishop from coming in. So maybe he just wants to leave this. Blue is retreating. Blue likes that these two pawns block each other. Neither of them can promote. Where's this guy going? Don't really understand Red's moves. I suppose Red is just looking for a way to shuffle. But, oh, maybe he wants to get the knight around to go after this pawn. Is that what's going on? Don't know. Oh, wait, can he just promote? Red is no longer defending this square. It's really weird that Red is just going to let Blue promote. I'm so confused by this. Now Yellow is defending the promotion square. It's a girl. I don't think Red's shuffling is going to end well for Red. Blue could decide to just go after Red. As I said a while ago, this pawn is very weak. Right now it would have to be Yellow that goes after it, but... okay. What is Blue's plan? Is he gonna come in here? I mean, Red really is doing nothing useful. He just took a dead pawn. I guess that technically would go after this square if the knight moves again. Finally, this pawn gets taken, which might end up being a bad thing for him. As we could see these sorts of things happen. Well, there's a bunch of defenses now, but this diagonal is now open for Blue. Queen is hit. Queen moves away. Yellow just going back and forth. I wonder if Red is going to start doing something. I could imagine a scenario where he attacks his knight or just takes the pawn, get rid of a threat. Red moves his knight in the way. Is he going to take that? Okay. We have to take that, right? I was wondering if Red could do anything there, but I don't see any way to do something useful. This pawn may become a target if we can get on this diagonal somehow. Blue. Maybe he wants him to move out of the... Ooh, okay. Wow. Red would like to take this pawn. Knight is being targeted. The more that Blue trades with Yellow, the more powerful Red gets. He's just going to give the knight. Okay. Blue says thank you. Blue could come in here now. Blue targeting the rook. This is a weak back rank. Okay. All of a sudden, Blue starts asking questions to Red. And now Red is getting weaker. Are we gonna... Nope, he's gonna take a free rook. That was a big blunder by yellow. Pawn takes. Thank you. All right, now this pawn could potentially get hit. Now he's gonna keep red busy. He's worried about these promotions. Maybe no, we can't that. Let's yellow promote. Okay. Blue going hard after red. Yellow wants to take advantage of the fact that they're busy, but yellow is pretty dead. This is actually a fork. So we can take that and take the pawn. That disables red, but that also removes the best piece that blue has. Okay, this is reasonable. But now if we take, yellow's back in the game. Blue's thinking, does he stop yellow? And he does. Red gets to keep this rook. Red's been winning this pawn gone for a while. So that he can roll the pawns up and promote. Oh, what? I mean, that can fall. What's our time like? Everyone's 1 minute to 2 minutes. Oh, red just resigns. Okay, that hands the win to blue. All right, win for Bescher. Red was lazy imp. So that's an odd resignation from red, but I guess red just thought there was no chance of winning. I think red was wondering, red was thinking to himself, I can take this yellow pawn and yellow cannot take my rook. Because if yellow takes my rook, then yellow has no winning chances. Because, I mean, red will essentially be dead and blue can run over yellow. So I think he assumed that yellow could not take this. I mean, maybe it was a pre-move. No, like, did he not see that yellow went here? I think he was just assuming that he couldn't take back. Or maybe it was a mouse slip. Like, rook h8 would have guarded the pawn. Maybe he meant rook h8. Yeah, just the red resignation was kind of weird. I mean, handed the game to blue after all that time. I think rook h8 was reasonable. He could have taken the pawn, assuming that yellow would not take back. But I mean, even then, the pawn would fall. This other pawn probably falls. So rook h8 just makes the most sense. I'm going to assume this was a mouse slip. I think this game ended due to a mouse slip. Hey, Incredible Blunder. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and find another game to look at. Okay. We have a game that is very far in. Let's see how we got here. I'm going to go through the first few moves pretty quickly. We'll pause if I see any move that's weird. Looks like everyone's just developing. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Whoa. Okay, the whole game is over. Okay. I'm gonna look at the game anyway. Even though the game like just ended. Okay, so blue moved this bishop away. I see that as a weird move. It just hangs the pawn for nothing. But maybe he was figuring that he would get the rook file, so it would be no big deal. That just hangs the pawn. And by the way, we can see who they are, and this guy is less than 2600, so probably the weak link. He hung a pawn. Okay, the knight is hit. Whoa, okay. Does he just win a piece? Or does he take this pawn? Okay, green is going after red. So, like, it looks like blue is just won a free piece. And he won it because green was able to tempo the queen too. Okay, so green and blue basically teaming up on red. Yellow not doing anything useful. Yellow terrible opposite. Wow. That's savage. Queen takes pawn and he's in check and it defends. This is wild stuff. Okay. Green continuing to go after red. Red eating up some blue pieces. Hoping that yellow is actually gonna do something useful. Discovered check on red. That's a free piece. Is green safe enough to take that? I think he is. Doesn't look like yellow's really going after green. Oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong. Okay. It's just a pawn though. I mean, it threatens a check, but no big deal. Okay. Blue now going after this bishop. Okay. Nice move by yellow. After pawn takes, the knight falls. We're hitting the rook. So it's a bishop sack to get green out in the open. The green does not take back. What is the purpose of this? I mean, can't the queen just take it for free? I guess he's hoping for bishop here, maybe? What is he hoping for? Was he hoping for check? Or no, I mean, I'm sorry. It would be, so green's opposite is blue. He's hoping that blue does something. What is he hoping that blue does? There's no checks on. Did he just hang a queen for nothing? This looks like a queen hang. Okay, blue defends. And has to sack a bishop to defend. Okay, so now yellow takes a free knight. Okay, this works out for blue. Blue's blue also gets this bishop. Okay, I guess that worked out. So green is smarter than he looked. Oh, by the way, hold on. Green is Richard CG, who is already qualified in Arena 5, which I don't think he realizes. So green is playing even though he's already qualified, which is a no-no. That's a problem. Really just hang banging red. Gang banging red. Yeah. Ganging up on red for sure. So in general, opposites work together. So yellow is working together with red, at least in the 4-player stage. That's the meta. Okay, so blue gets to take a rook. Yellow going after green. What did he just take? Green took a bishop. Blue has a check on yellow. And red only has one piece left. So green and blue are crushing here. What? Why did yellow take that? It's a very weird thing to take. Don't understand it. So his rook was getting hit. Was something else getting hit as well? Oh, I guess a check was threatened. So yellow figured, like if he moves out a check, then this rook is free. Why can't he just like move the rook back? What's wrong with that? I guess there's a check and then take. Okay, anyway. He feels like that rook is a sit-in duck. Might as well get something for it. And now blue aiming for some sort of mate on yellow. So for example, this type of thing would be mate. Okay. Green is going to rely on blue to check yellow. And it happens. That's a free pawn now. And a free bishop. Why did blue retreat? I don't understand that. Maybe is blue no longer working with green? What? Oh, okay. Blue was fearful that green was going to take his bishop. Green is mopping up yellow's pieces. Whoa. Okay, discovered check. Because of that check, this rook falls. That is yellow's last piece. So yellow and red essentially dead, although yellow does have this promotion threat. Can blue mate somehow? Okay. So blue gets the mate on yellow. All right, let's look at the point count. Blue has 58. Green has 38. So blue up points. Green has more active pieces. Blue maybe more promotion possibilities because yellow has these double pawns. Red is pretty dead. So let's see what happens next. Green is going to start going after blue. Green is going to try to promote. What was this? Oh, that's a discovered check. That lets red take the green king. Or no, I'm sorry. Green was first. Green has to move away. So wait, that ended up not being... So blue lost a bishop for a knight. Red has got him more powerful. Now blue is looking not great. Blue can check red and take a red pawn. But this is going to probably hand the game to green. Blue trying to keep his pawn safe. Red taking some green pawns. Why didn't we take this pawn? That's weird. Are they in time trouble? Not really. Okay, suddenly blue is back into the game. Can red snipe a mate somehow? These three squares need to be covered, so not right now. Okay, green offering a trade with blue, which red loves to see. Oh, that's a double check. Double check is plus 1 point. Red snipes a mate on blue. So this was a terrible move by green. He's red the mate. Red does not have enough points to win. So why did green resign? So maybe green felt he couldn't win the 1v1 versus red. Oh, maybe did it auto resign because green had no winning chances? So if green mates red, then green gets 59 points. 59 is less than 64. Okay, if he mates red and takes these two 1-point pawns, then he gets 39 plus 20 is 59, 60, 61. Green can only get 61 points, which is less than blue. So I guess green auto-resigned. And that is plus 20 points for red, so red wins. Well, because this is solo, second place doesn't matter. So maybe the algorithm figured second doesn't matter, so it did the auto resign. Okay. Anyway, that game was over a long time ago. So the most interesting thing about that game was that green had already qualified, but green was playing there. So that's a little bit weird. What is this? I see a game going on, but it doesn't show me times. Why would there be a game with no times? Okay, I guess that's just a bug. That's not part of the arena though. You want to watch one that's part of the arena. This is part of the arena. All right, let's go to the beginning. Let's see what's happening here. And by the way, we're 8 minutes away from the end of the arena. The whatever games have started will continue to their conclusion. Okay, red sniped a pawn, but blue has activity. His rook is active. Okay, green wants to keep red busy, hoping that blue can win a queen. Okay, so blue's... Okay, so... No, hold on. Green is keeping red busy so that red can't... So yeah, so green's keeping red busy so that blue can win red's queen, but yellow wins blue's queen. So green is doing the best of anyone here, but blue is doing the worst, and blue just resigned. That's really early to resign. This must be bugged. Or no, it's not bugged. Hold on, these are all king moves. Okay, so blue resigned. Wait, is this... I'm so confused. See, it doesn't say R for resign. It says T, as if I thought T was like ran out of time. It says T, King A7. Okay, well, anyway, blue is out of the game. So we have easy promotion paths for yellow and red. Green has all of his pieces, right? Yeah, green is sitting pretty. Does yellow have everything? Yellow is missing nothing. Yellow has everything. Red is missing a queen. So red is doing the worst of the three, but red is about to promote. And also this king is nearest to red, so red is most likely to get the mate on blue. Whoa, what's this? Green trading with red. That's gonna let yellow get a mate. Yellow just gets mate, okay. Okay, red snags a free piece. But red is even weaker than he was before. Yellow promotes another pawn. Looking pretty good for yellow. Yellow's at 30 points. Red's at 9 points. And red is not many pieces. Alright. Whoa. What just happened? I think I pressed something I didn't mean to. Okay. Red trying to get more king safety to get away from back rank checks. When did green lose all of his pieces? I thought green had like a lot more pieces. I guess he's trading a lot. Oh, this is a weird thing to do. Okay, so I guess he didn't see that this could be pinned. So green just loses a knight basically for nothing. And yellow sacked his 1-point queen for the red rook to weaken red. Okay. Active queen for green. Green snagged a pawn. Brings the bishop back to home. Green doesn't have many pieces to work with. Yellow doing best on pieces. Active queen for red. Even though red's king is in the middle of the board, he has enough pieces around that he seems pretty safe. This is defended. Red blocking the green promotion path. Looks like red is shuffling. They all kind of seem to be shuffling. Okay, we're caught up to the live game. Oh, blue disconnected. If you disconnect, you run out of time after 1 minute. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you for the clarification, Liquid Fire. An unfortunate disconnection for him. No, I don't think either player wants to take this pawn because it would lose a rook to the other player. But, I mean, this is a promotion square for green. So maybe red can move away and hope that yellow takes. But if he moves away and yellow doesn't take, then green gets a queen or gets a free knight. He probably doesn't even take the knight because then red would take right back. I think red should just move away. In fact, what if he took this, given that there's a pin? Okay, and he finds it. Very nice. Okay, that actually worked out well for red. So maybe you go for this. But red always has to be concerned that this bishop will move away. So he's retreating his rook. And maybe one of these things comes in to target green. Okay, he's saving his knight first. Maybe he wants to get his knight to a better square. Doesn't seem like a great place for the knight because it could always be sacked on. Green puts something in the way of the king. And by the way, this pawn is in the way. Red looks like he's retreating. This pawn might be a target. Right now it's defended, but maybe someday the queen will move away. This could be a pin someday. Not yet because this bishop's in the way. If this bishop ever moves down here, we could see like some sort of sack. Yellow kind of shuffling. So green's the only one who's really pushing right now. Green going for a queen. Does red even take if green promotes? Not so sure that would be a good idea. Red might just retreat. Like maybe here would be a good thing for future pin. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Yellow might go after this pawn. Whoa. Green coming in. That undermines the pawn structure. If we take, yellow will be very vulnerable. Ballsy move from green. Red immediately sees the idea. And yellow might not even take that. Like he probably shouldn't. He's just moving away. This would be interesting, but I don't think they will work together enough to do that. So maybe green just retreats. Nab the free pawn. Take that pawn and run. That puts more protection on the pawn that yellow is targeting. Red offering a queen trade. Can yellow exploit that? Why not take the pawn? No, actually, if you take the pawn, you can take back. So he's targeting this queen. Makes sense. Probably you just defend it. One of these places. Wow, he's given up his 9-point queen. Red says thank you very much. I think that was a huge blunder from green. Green now in red's territory. This pawn can fall. What just happened? Okay, queens traded. 1-point queens. Trade offer from green. I don't think that red wants that, so he moves his bishop away. These pawns are very vulnerable. Why doesn't yellow just take these away? I think yellow could have gone after those earlier. Everyone feeling vulnerable. This is active queen from red. If this rook ever moves away, then the bishop will be hanging. Didn't he go here? I think targeting the rook could have been a little bit better for red. Maybe he was kind of defending the pawn, actually, so that yellow couldn't take it. I don't know. Odd square for red to go to. Red maybe wants to promote, but I don't think it's time yet. I think he should wait. He could bring the rook over here. Have a good defensive construction. There are no light square bishops. So if red puts his rook on a light square, he's going to be solid for a while. There we go. Red's going to let yellow and green go after each other for a little bit. We see a promotion. Yep. And can yellow even afford to take that? I mean, take it, we promote again. So it's looking not great. I think red should really attack this rook. He could attack the rook and then this could happen, disconnecting. I don't know. This puts yellow in a very tricky situation. Green went from not powerful at all to very, very powerful. Went from 0 queens to 2 queens. Real quickly. By the way, green only has 1 minute. So green has the least time. If this knight ever moves, that's just immediate checkmate. So this can't be taken. Retreat from green. So we can't, if this pawn moves, then all of a sudden red will be vulnerable from the left. Green has shown the capacity to sack for pieces, so he might eventually try to weaken one of these players, but not yet. Hold on, where was... Oh, never mind. Is this a move? Why isn't this a move? Pawn can't take. Knight can't take. I think this pawn is hanging. Am I crazy? Oh, maybe... Oh, knight can take because it defends the bishop. I'm stupid. Okay. It's not a move. Knight can take. Defend the bishop. Alright. Let's see. They're all shuffling. I think red is the most ambitious because he's actually going for a promotion. If this rook ever moves, then... Oh, okay. Red got away with a promotion. Interesting. Red just gave up 2 queens. I think he was figuring green would go after yellow, but that was terrible for red. Red promoted, and somehow instead of being up a queen, now he's down a queen. Still a decent defensive construction, but this pin could be exploited if someone wants to go after this rook. Oh, not anymore. Now the pin is relieved. Queen trade on offer. Green would like to have the only queen on the board and also scoop up 9 points. Green's at 19 seconds. Green is almost certainly going to flag. So I think red and yellow now consider it to be a 1v1 between red and yellow. And they want to see who is going to be in the best position to win that 1v1. So I think red needs to get his pieces a little more active to prepare for the 1v1. And he's preparing by pushing the pawn. Green trying to scoop up the 9-point queen. So if either of these gets taken by green, it's just a win for red. A green about the flag. Is this a server problem? I don't see a flag. I'm going to have to leave the game and come back because that doesn't make any sense to me. That game may just be over. Shoot, there's a few games going on. Is that game just over? So that wasn't the game. It would suck not seeing the conclusion of that game. Oh, here's the game. Okay. So a few more games, a few more moves have happened. Let's go back. Okay. That was a server error. Green scooped a 9-point queen. Red gained a piece. The yellow took away the best promotion pawn. Oh. Red gets to take green's queen, but now yellow's going to promote. Okay, this should be a win for yellow. Green at 3 seconds. Every move is going to be a pre-move for the rest of the game. Yellow is basically playing against red, not against green. Yellow wants to get in a position to... yellow wants to scoop up all these red pawns, basically. 1.4 seconds for green. That's a double check. And green has flagged. Queen back should be... Oh, take that. Yep. Okay, so he needs to start rolling these pawns. Make sure this pawn doesn't promote. If he needs to sack the bishop for this pawn, that's fine. Red at 15 seconds. And by the way, we're past the end of the arena time, so this is it. Take the pawn, and that's game for yellow. You can sack the queen for the rook. I don't know why he didn't do that, but if you sack for the rook, then red has no winning chances. That's a pin. Win for yellow. Yellow is Besher. Besher has to win this arena. We've seen him win, what, like 3 games? Okay, green was Neo-Serbian. Red was Muppet Robin. All right, let's go have a look. I think there's 1 game still ongoing. Let me see. Yeah, just 1 game going on for the arena. Has a lot of time left. But let's take a look at the beginning of this game. Okay. So blue trade in. Okay, queen trade happens here. Green and red. Yellow checked green. Wow, okay. Yellow is going after green. Is red gonna support? Oh, I guess it doesn't even matter. Oh, he can't. Oh, okay. He couldn't have taken this because this was mate. That was the idea. This is just a free thing. Now he's gonna take this bishop, I assume. Oh, no, he's gonna save his queen. And he has to watch out for checks. So green might be able to get safe. Yellow could always take this rook at the end of this, though. But blue is doing a pretty good job keeping yellow busy. Oh, that's a rook. Why didn't he just come out here? What's wrong with that? Why move this away? Did he just figure this was a safer place to be? Okay, I don't know. That's kind of weird move to me. Especially since it opens up potential future checks. Not yet, but... Okay. This is a double attack. Yellow is in big troubles. Red is not active enough to do anything to help. That's check. Not quite mate. Okay, after this, then green can check again. Oh, and that's mate for blue. Okay. Red scoops up a free blue piece. This had to have been a blunder. Like, he just wanted his bishop active, but that hangs a knight. Okay. Red just got 2 free pieces. Are they just giving him free pieces to help with material balance? That wouldn't happen, would it? Okay, red saves his rook. Right now this is defended, but looking a little bit scary. Locks it down like that. Red saves his rook. Red, whoa, hold on. Red was attacking the bishop. So hold on. That bishop just moved there. So this is some bishop blindness. This is actually being attacked. So this is an opportunity. I mean, this could have been a move. Or what else could red? Maybe red just gets his other rook active or something like that. But hanging a knight was not the way. Okay, I guess it kind of works though. Red picking up a queen. All's well that ends well. Whoa, that's a free dude. Okay, we are at the live game. Everyone has a lot of pawns, so this game could last a while. A lot of promotion possibilities. I think this is the clearest promotion path. Blue can promote here. All the other promotions are going to be contested. I don't think red would sack. So it looks like green trying to keep blue a little busy. Maybe we see this next. I don't know. But is red doing anything useful? Not really. That's a free pawn. Although he has to worry about red getting in the way, so maybe he doesn't take that yet. Okay, that's being attacked in the future once red gets out of the way. And looks like blue's just going to let red promote. That's kind of odd, but I mean, green's not going to do anything about it. Is green going to sack? Probably not. Going to sack here? Probably not. I guess he wants to get a pawn one away from promotion. But red's all of a sudden looking pretty good. Red can come behind. Red could just like go after green. I mean, green has this check on blue, but all of a sudden red is the threat. He's hoping that his pawn can stay here until the other players get distracted. I like this move. Goes after two pieces. But I mean, green is threatening to promote, I guess. And does either player want to take that if he promotes? I think green should wait for a better time, but you never know. All right, that's a great move too. We're targeting two pieces. Really hard for green to do anything about that. Blue is going to go after red. Red's saying I can take this later if I want. Doesn't have to be now. So are we going to see like king over maybe? Or pawn up? Okay, he's just going to give up the pawn. That also gives up this pawn, by the way. Not really a fan of the way that green is playing. And who's the beneficiary? It's blue. Right now, okay, I was gonna say red was guarding the promotion square, but apparently it doesn't care. It's gonna let blue promote. Red retreats. Gonna let them trade if they want. Hold on. Okay, never mind. With move order, red doesn't get to exploit that. Red did not take the green queen. Much as, hold on, this is check. And he finds it. Is that, no, that's not quite mate because of this. Potential check for the future. Blue trying to keep everybody safe. Maybe he'd rather have his king around here. Ooh. Nah, I guess go back. Is there a way for red to snipe a mate? Don't think so. Why not just push this pawn? That seems pretty bad. This move is forced, and then green has mate. And now green can claim. Definite blunder from red. Why isn't green claiming? Does green just wants to prove he can win the 1v1? I don't think he can win the 1v1, but he can just claim. All right. So that should be the last game of the arena. Okay, and red was Night Love Raver. Okay, so who blundered there? I guess. So red had blundered by feeding the mate. Okay, so we can go see what happened at arena. First of all, let's double check. I don't think any more arena games going on. Nope. All right, let's go to arenas. Finished. View tournament. Final standings. Besher is the winner. Neo Serbian finished second. Muppet Robin finished third. Yeah, we saw Besher just flat out win 3 games, so not surprising. The other problem in this arena is that we had a player playing in the arena who had already won a previous arena, but he didn't know it because he finished third place, and first and second place decided that they didn't want to take the qualification. So Richard CG, I think it is, or something like that, had qualified. All right, well, I'm gonna end it there. We are gonna look for someone to raid. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. Let's see. Okay, did I miss something in the chat? GS Hyper Guide didn't come in handy. Still too slow for Blitz time control. A good mouse mover never reveals their true secrets, says Liquidfire. Lost Chess says they're good tips, but he's just too slow. Alright, we need to find someone to raid. Let's check the chess category first. Who's out there? anyone streaming variants? I think I'm the only one on variants right now. I'm just gonna send a raid out to Hunter Wiz, and we're gonna call it for now. In 10 hours, there's gonna be another arena, and I'm gonna try to stream that. I should be able to stream that, no problem. I'm not sure I'll get to stream all the arenas this weekend. My mother's actually visiting me for the week. Don't see my mom very often since now I live many states away from her. So I'm not necessarily going to take 8 hours a day to stream arenas, or really more than that since the arenas go further than the 2 hours. But I'll try to stream as many as I can get in. So at least 2 arenas a day, maybe 3. 4 would be a long shot, 4 arenas a day, but I'll do what I can. I really appreciate everyone for watching. I hope you all have a great night. I'll see you all in 10 hours. Bye, guys.